What's up, Arizona? You're watching D-Backs on Deck right here on 12 Plus. Cameron Cox, Mark Curtis on the field right here at Chase Field. MC, this is a big series for the D-Backs, right? And we felt that walking into the ballpark.
What's the next thing beyond big?
Yeah.
I mean, look.
And must-wins in May? I didn't know they were a thing in baseball.
You got 2 fourth-place teams, both trying to find their identity. I thought coming out of the gate this spring that I knew what the identity of this Diamondbacks team was. They weren't that far removed from a World Series. They fell short last year. Then
they spent money. Yeah.
They spent money. They added Corbin Burns. They have had injuries, though.
Sure.
So the question is, how much of their underperforming, and I don't think anybody would say this team hasn't underperformed, but how much of it is due to injury and how much of it is just there's just something else wrong that we can't put our finger on?
See, I just think guys just need to play better. Listen, they've invested in this roster. This bullpen is a group that's been together for a minute. Sure, they lost their top 2 arms. Justin Martinez just coming back. A.J. Puck probably not till the All-Star break. I think they need to trade for a closer. Remember that helped them in that World Series run when they added Paul Sewell, and all of a sudden everybody else just fell in line after that. They sent Kevin Ginkel back down to the minors to get right. Guys just got to play better, plain and simple. We had Torey Lovello on earlier, and you're going to hear from him here in just a moment. But he gave a great stat where it's like they're really good at defense the first 6 innings, and then it falls apart the back 3 innings. And it's like
and
this
you
offense,
wonder if it isn't, like a loss of concentration.
Sure, and Mark, he's actually said that many times where this team just plays confusing baseball, and it's really a head scratch. This offense, while it's not leading the league like it was last year, is top 5. The starting pitching, the investment in the starting pitching has paid off. They're like up there in quality starts. Like they're going to the 6th inning. Just got to get the bullpen to finish off. They got to put it together.
And I would say we were talking about injuries and things like that, but one of the areas to me that's been disappointing is Zach Gallen's year so far.
Yeah, that's been the tough part. He was given
because
the opening
that's
day starter.
six more wins that you should have.
Yeah, he's got 7 wins on the 7 losses on the year. He got the ball opening day, and he's admitted it's just not the Zach Gallen that we've become known to seeing on the mound or to set the tone in the rotation. That needs to change. Play needs to change. This is a big-time series against the Nationals, a chance for the D-Backs to truly get right as we move on to really the second half of the season. Here's a look back at all our coverage from D-Backs on Deck throughout the day at Chase Field.
Okay.
All you do is eat?
Yeah, actually.
His government name is Nathan Kropp. People in the Valley know him as Mr. Arizona Sports on social media, or as some call him in person,
The Instagram guy. I usually get the food guy.
Valley native and Arizona sports fan since '95, and he wears his teams on his sleeve.
A sad little deactivated coyote because we're not around. Ishby will bring him back. D-backs, Cardinals, Suns.
And his dog Book, named after Sun star Devin Booker.
That's my team, what I love.
A year ago, life changed, and despite a full-time job working at an insurance company, Nathan got the idea to attend 150 Arizona sports events in 365 days.
It sounds crazier than it is in my opinion. And maybe that's me justifying it.
Then his rise on social media really took off when he started bringing all kinds of food items to games at Chase Field.
So when I Google outside food and drink D-backs rules, and it says you can walk in, you can bring whatever food you in, I'm like, there's no way. So I was like, I'm gonna sneak a rotisserie chicken into the game. They let me walk right into it. Then I brought a pizza, like a full pizza to the game. Went viral, brought sushi to the game. I was like, all right, this is gonna be my bit for the D-backs games, is I just bring crazy foods and just have dinner at the ballpark.
Going to the games is fun, but getting to meet and know your Valley sports heroes is even better, which leads us to more food and one specific question.
And what's your favorite restaurant in Arizona?
Favorite restaurant in Arizona? Great question.
I have an idea here about asking famous people what they like, where they like to eat, where they get it. Same thing with this. This is actually from Eddie from Etta, and this was actually Dre Jameson's spot. I didn't know about this spot till Dre told me about it.
Things. I get the flat iron wagyu, or I get the chicken parm.
It doesn't feel like my life's real half the time. Like the fact that Kenny Dillingham doesn't know my name, but he sees me. He's like, "What's up, everywhere, guy?" Because he sees me everywhere. And like a year ago, I didn't know anybody, and like the fact that like I see Kenny, he says hi and has a conversation with me, or like same thing like Mike Hazen or Torey, like they know who I am. It's just wild to me.
All right, Mike. What's your favorite restaurant in Arizona?
My favorite restaurant in Arizona is Hillstone.
And what should I get?
You should get the sushi.
On Memorial Day, Mr. Arizona Sports completed his goal. Here's the list of all the games he went to over the past year. and to celebrate a first pitch strike.
Try to like bring love and bring representation to our state. So that's absolutely awesome. Like, I'm doing things that like people, my boss in Florida saw one of my videos and he doesn't follow me. And I'm like, it's cool to see that the videos are reaching other places in the country.
While the official Arizona Sports World Record is still pending, this is just the beginning.
And then I think I'm gonna try to hit 1,000 in like 6 years. So you're stuck with me.
The Star-Spangled Banner.
Alhambra High School, number 2, Ricardo Fonseca.
A pro lineup over the loudspeaker.
Being able to be out here and play the game you love, is always fun.
And a Diamondback himself present.
It's something that you don't forget, repping a jersey that that only we wear, so only the major leaguers wear, so it's all cool.
Creating the MLB atmosphere is something outfielder Alec Thomas says is unforgettable for ball players like Isaiah Balderas.
They call me Shrimp too.
Okay, like shrimp deserve.
My favorite position is pitching, but I play all around too.
The baseball showcase acts as an opportunity for Title I high school students to try out.
You grow up wanting to be like the players, and being able to have the chance to showcase that, wearing the name on the chest, and just feels great.
This match is a salute to the City Connect jerseys, past and present, Sonoran San Serpientes versus the revived old school purple and teal uniforms.
It's awesome seeing, the younger guys getting an opportunity just like I did.
It's a great opportunity for kids to get a chance to play at a level where it's taken care of. No expenses, everything's covered by the Diamondbacks and Major League Baseball.
Coaches like Armando Tellez, who's been with the D-backs organization for more than 25 years, sees the impact of this program.
We just want to give the kids an opportunity that maybe don't have a chance to play at the higher level because of financial reasons.
Growing the game, the guys, and the gateway to endless opportunities.
Being able to mentor these kids again on and off the field is what we really, strive for, and it's really all about, just developing these kids, making them better men and better people.
Right. You're good.
We're in the outfield right now.
This is not a joke.
I need to be telling a dad joke, and the ball just lands in the mug.
Logan Lyle, a.k.a. Doc Talk, standing in Chase Field, watching batting practice.
Logan. How you doing? Good, how are you doing?
Good. Meeting Luis Gonzalez and D-backs president Derek Hall, all because Logan has become the king of dad jokes.
Oh, it's awesome.
You couldn't script it.
No, never in a million years would I think I'd be at a Diamondbacks game doing dad jokes. A ball just landed right here in the pool.
Funnier.
Yeah, I moved from San Diego, but I'm originally from the Bay Area. Okay. Yeah.
So you grew up Giants or?
Giants, yeah. Giants, yeah.
We got to turn you into a fan, I hear.
I guess so.
Logan's throwing out the first pitch on Father's Day at the D-backs game.
They wanted to promote some Father's Day stuff, and me doing dad jokes made sense. Have you guys seen the channel? Okay.
Logan's channel, Doc Talk, has millions of followers. It's Logan, his family, and now some celebrities.
How about the convenience store beer theft? Yeah, it's a cold case.
Sitting on a dock telling dad jokes. It became so popular, Logan's calendar is now booked with major events.
Yeah, I get to do this with Diamondbacks, and then in about a month and a half, I go to New York to shoot with hopefully Adam Sandler, but some of the cast to promote Happy Gilmore too.
But Logan lives in Phoenix, where there's no dock. No dock at Chase Field either, but they have the next best thing. And to man that dock?
Just tell the joke, pause, and it does well. I don't know.
Logan, Derek Hall, and Gonzo.
I used to hate facial hair. Then it grew on me. It's just awkward, you know what I mean? It's the more awkward, the better.
I just found out I'm colorblind. The diagnosis came out of purple.
I asked my gym instructor if he could teach me how to do the splits. He said, "How flexible are you?"
I said I could be there on Tuesday.
I asked my friend Sam to sing a song about the iPhone. And then Sam sung. I think it was a Samsung one.
It was really good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Dad jokes were the gateway.
And yeah, I get to do cool things like this. It's fun.
To much bigger docks.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Doug.
Thank you,
I
guys.
appreciate
You guys are awesome.
William Pitts, 12 News.
You can call her a wife, a mom, a Sun Devil, or a breast cancer survivor. Just don't call Amy Hall the First Lady of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
No. That's not a title that I would give myself at all. There's so many amazing women behind the scenes here that, yeah, it's not, that title definitely doesn't feel like it fits for me.
Hall has seen the role of women in baseball evolve over the last 20 years here in the Valley. If it was rare to see women working in the sport a generation ago, that's no longer the case, not in Arizona anyway.
Our front office is, over half women that work here in what was traditionally a male-dominated sport.
More than half? That number would mean the D-backs front office is more than twice as diverse as MLB's offices, according to the annual Race and Gender Report Card from the Institute of Diversity and Ethics in Sport.
I mean, honestly, over the past 20 years, it's been so wonderful to see all of the strong, amazing, inspiring women that are now working for the D-backs and also other sports.
She says that women are involved at multiple levels of the organization, including the wives and girlfriends of many of the players.
I think it's fun to see the personalities, of our players' wives and girlfriends, what really resonates with them, and then just watching them take the initiative, take a project on. I love the fact that I get to tag along and volunteer with them side by side and get to meet them and their families, and it's been super rewarding. Whether it's reading to homeless children or visiting someone that's going through a health challenge in a hospital or feeding people or packing food. There's so many different projects that just touch people's hearts.
Hall has a special connection to the next generation of women in the sport.
And your daughter's now also part of the organization, yes, too. She's a woman in baseball, in sports. Absolutely. What's that been like for you to kind of steward and inspire and watch her grow into?
She has always just looked up to her father and grown up her whole life kind of behind the scenes, seeing what he does, loving baseball, loving competition. She's an amazing woman, and so it's been rewarding to watch her blossom and grow. But I think also it's been really fun to watch my husband and just the joy that he gets. It's one of the proudest moments when she said that she wanted to work in baseball.
After 33 years of marriage, Hall says the key to success starts with
laughing a lot and listening to each other, respect, mutual respect, and really coming at it as a partnership. Gosh, I don't know what it takes. You have to be organized for sure. But I feel like, it resonates with women everywhere. We're putting on a lot of different hats and trying to lead our families or lead in your profession, excel in different areas, and then being grateful to be in this industry and giving back to others.
As Hall reflects on 2 decades of memories, connections, and community built here in the Valley, it starts with gratitude for the little things.
When I look back, though, it really does boil down to family and friends. Those standout moments are great. And as being a cancer survivor, I think looking at every day and being grateful for every day, and that means the little moments that maybe seem mundane, but those are the times when you make real connections with people, whether it's your family, your friends, sitting at a baseball game. I'd love to say there was that one memory, when we came from behind and scored 5 runs in an inning or walked it off and the joy. And there were lots of those moments. Having an all-star game here, that was amazing. The World Baseball Classic, all of these events were fantastic. But I think just day in and day out being here, the memories, I'm just grateful for every day.
Are you getting fired up?
Yes.
How happy are you to be at the home of the Diamondbacks right now?
I'm so happy.
Did you come hungry?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so what do you rate the nachos on? What's the scale look like?
It's so hard to tell. But let's say 10 out of 10.
Oh, so far. Okay, just based on looking at them, he says 10 out of 10. So I got to warn you, they might be a little spicy. That's how we do things in the desert. How many ballparks have you been to so far?
This is my 8th.
Eighth? And what inspired you to go around trying the nachos specifically?
The first time I ate helmet nachos was like 2021 when Shohei was there.
Yeah.
And I first had it. I was like, what is this? I have to share this to everyone, how great the helmet nachos is.
Okay.
But then last year I started a helmet nachos tour visiting all 30 MLB ballparks and rate like which helmet nachos is the best. And so far, Angel's helmet nachos is the best.
I'm pot committed on our nachos. I think Chase Field has the best nachos. These girls made them for you. They're going to be great. Girls, give us a wave. All right, helmet nachos 17. We'll let you give them a go in the signature Diamondbacks teal.
じゃあいただきます。うまい。
Nacho helmet 17 approves. Chase Field nachos for the W.
D-backs pitcher Ryan Nelson. Ryan, tell me what the vibe is right now after a day off, after what this last week has been like for you guys. Coming home, what's the vibe? What's the message?
Corey called it a bad week of work. That's
Yeah.
what it's been up to this point.
Yeah, and I think, you play 162. Sometimes you're going to have, since I've been here, we've always had a stretch like that during the season. There's always been a rough patch, and there's some growth that can happen there and some kind of self-reflection, and usually you can use that to come out the other side better. And I think that's the vibe right now, is that we're going to kind of flush it, reset, and get back to playing ball how we know how we
What'd y'all
can.
do on a day off? Like, what do you do to get away? Because everybody needs a day to get away from work. So what'd you guys do?
Me personally, I really like to race on a racing simulator kind of little thing.
The full-on steering wheel, seat, everything.
You got the whole
like
setup at the house?
iRacing for real.
Yeah, I actually just upgraded it, so I got a new wheel and a new pedals. So I was tinkering with that all day.
Gosh, man, that puts Mario Kart to shame.
Oh, for sure. That's real life Mario
So
Kart.
that's your zen.
That's my escape. Yeah, going really fast around a track in the car.
Love that.
Not on the street.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Right in the
Important.
And did you feel better? Like, do you get the sense that guys just feel better coming back to the ballpark today?
Yeah, I think so. I think everybody gets a chance to kind of just relax, spend some time with their families. Hang out with their kids, the guys that got kids, and kind of just nice to step away for a bit. But then you show up here today and you're like, all right, this is what we like to do. We like to be here, and we like to be around this group of guys and go out there and compete.
So for all the fans kind of hovering their hand over the panic button, you mentioned that this team has gone through a rough stretch really in the summer. What would be your message to them to pull that hand back, knowing that you guys, what you have in this clubhouse?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely don't like to go through rough patches, but I think, like I said, you play 162, it's kind of inevitable. But yeah, just to those fans holding their hand over it, don't hit it.
Don't hit it quite yet.
Yeah,
pull it back, right?
Because we're not hitting it. I think we're just gonna keep coming here, keep going about our business, and keep going to work.
Yeah, Ryan, we got about 30 seconds left. Obviously, there's some decisions in the rotation coming up. You've pitched so well, man. It's been so much fun to watch you pitch.
Thank you.
I feel like you've earned a spot in that rotation and whatever they do. What does the future hold? Kind of meant. Is it go? What do you tell the Skip? Hey, man, I want to stay in there.
Because we know your talks with Torrey are effective when it comes to at least getting an at bat or something like that.
Yeah.
So
you talked your way into hitting.
Yeah.
How do you stay in that rotation moving forward?
My mindset is that I'm just going to come here and do my job, whatever that is, and I let the decision making go to the people with a lot more information on their hands, and just try to stay focused, come here and get my work in every day, and whatever role that's in, it is what it is.
Real quick, since it's ladies' night, you want to give a shout out to your newly
Your bride.
married wife?
Yes. Hi, baby. I love you. Happy ladies' night.
There we go.
Love
Ryan
it.
Nelson, appreciate the time, buddy.
Hi, Mark. How you doing? Cam,
Tori,
how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you guys. Yeah.
Thank you for taking time on a game day. I know
please.
it's busy after an off day.
Yeah, I love that you guys are supporting us. We're going to win a baseball game for you tonight.
That's
That's what we're
good.
trying to do, so thank you.
This is the called Babe Ruth shot.
I love it.
We're gonna
I
win
love
tonight.
it. Right.
Listen, you've been around baseball long enough, both as a player and as a skipper.
Yeah.
And we were just talking before you walked up about these peaks and valleys that teams go through.
Yeah.
For you, in your tenure with the Diamondbacks, how bad is this one?
Well, we lost 110 games in 2021, so I've seen some darkness. So I don't think it gets much worse than that at that point in time, but they hurt. All the losses hurt. They're very impactful. You lose a couple in a row, your appetite goes, you don't sleep good, you wake up the next day, try to figure out what you could do better to help this team win games, and that's the cycle that we're all in right now. So this is frustrating. And look, I just got done saying to the media we've had a bad week at work. Everybody has a bad week at work. It happens. We budget for hard times, but this one's just stings just a little bit more because of how we've been losing them. They've been very close games for the most part. We've been coughing up some losses late. Some leads late, and we got to tighten that up.
Tori, how do you fix it? I guess that's the plain and simple question. Yeah. And I know you've talked about the anxiety. I'm sure you keeps you up at night, a little bit thinking about it. It's always on your mind. Simple questions. How do you fix some of these issues?
Well, first of all, you got to create an awareness. You got to be able to identify what's happening, why things aren't working, why things are working, and amplify the ones that are working, and then address and give solutions for the things that aren't working. So at the end of the day, we got to pitch better out of the bullpen. Starting pitchers have been really good.
And you said that guys got to play better.
They got to play better. That's it. Yeah. And I'm not afraid to say that I got to manage better. The coaches got to coach better. We all got to do our job, and that's been my theme. Like just come to the ballpark, do your job. Everybody's going to be okay. Our infield defense, for example, is first in the league in innings 1 through 6, but innings 7 through 9. They slumped to somewhere near the very bottom of the league. So we got to tighten it up, and that's a focus issue. We got to get better.
I've always looked at managing, and you tell me if I'm way off base, as a man who wears many hats. Yep. One of them is almost like the disciplinarian, the father figure who the kids kind of tremble when he gets home from work.
Yeah.
But also a good father knows how hard to push the kids in their punishments.
Yeah.
How do you balance that with a team that is underachieving?
Yeah, my stance is firm, fair, and consistent. I got to be fair to these players. I got to bring my best to them. I got to put them in the best position to be successful every single day. And then I got to be firm in those places where you got to tighten them up. I do a lot of my dirty work one-on-one. I challenge them one-on-one. I will get in front of the group and I will yell and scream with a few F-bombs and tell them like things are just really unacceptable and it's got to get better.
So you're mean dad right now.
I have that in me. I have a very ugly streak in me. You can ask my kids. I'm not proud of it, but I think they are my children. And for everybody that's a parent out there, it's the same approach. You got to parent in a certain way that's going to get the most out of your child. And when they do it right, you got to celebrate the good moments with them. So you can't be on one side of the ledger, you can't be on the far other side. You got to be right in the middle, and that's where I am right now. But look, this team knows when it's time. They know my nonverbal communications. They know the words that come out of my mouth. They know what it means. And when I'm ready to challenge them, I do that very privately.
Tori, we got about 30 seconds left. What would you like to tell fans? I'll give you the chance. I'm sure you've heard the frustrations from them all over the map and many different things.
Yeah.
And you guys are just as frustrated. What would you like to tell them?
Yeah, first of all, I know it's my job. It's my job and it's my responsibility. So they have every right to be frustrated. And I just want to assure them that we're doing everything we can every single day to make this better. At the end of the day, we're a damn good baseball team, and we're going to turn this around. And when we do, we're going to have a really big celebration.
All right.
Cattell Marte good to go?
Cattell's good to go.
Yeah.
He had a really bad throat infection. I felt terrible for him. I was with him through the whole process, trying to FaceTime him while he was at home, but he wasn't picking up the phone. I knew he wasn't in a good spot, but he's in the lineup. Feels great today.
All right. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Tori,
Go win this series.
Educational experiments. Wowing elementary students from across the state.
D-Back STEM Day, and we are learning all about science, technology, engineering, and math.
The D-Backs in Arizona Science Center playing host to more than 3,000 kids.
What about your favorite experiment so far?
I like the one that blew up.
Right? It blew up. Do you know Coke and Mentos does that, right? Have you seen it?
With the Coca-Cola. I really love science.
What's your favorite part about the subject?
I really like the chemical reaction. It's fun to learn, and we enjoy more things, especially spending it with my school.
Getting to learn about how baseball and STEM go hand in hand.
Science isn't everything. In baseball, you have pitch, you have velocity, you have physics, all of the things. So we really want to embrace that and this is the gateway into STEM, right? If you have an interest in baseball, you can also have an interest in STEM.
This is the second annual STEM Day at Chase Field with 50 schools represented, interacting nonstop.
They're doing a little Q&A right now. How are you guys answering the questions on the big board?
Right now, we're using this. What they want us to do is they want us to change the color on the wristband to the coordinating color of the letter on it.
What have you gotten right so far? All of them?
All of them.
Even Baxter getting in on the fun with fans rooting for the Snakes all the way.
What do you guys think the score is going to be?
12.
12 to what?
12 to 11.
12 to 11. Wow, that would be an incredible game. And what do you think the score is going to be, speaking of math?
I don't know. Probably.
Oh, come on. You think D-backs are going to win?
Yes.
How about like 7-5 D-backs?
Probably.
What's the final score of the game going to be, speaking of math? Think about it.
10-7 D-backs.
Woo! 10-7 D-backs. Let's go.
D-backs. Let's go D-backs.
Fun day out at the ballpark. MC, some final thoughts. Do you think this team can get it right?
I do.
I want to call for Torrey's job, and we've seen a lot of people do that on social media.
Nah, I'm not in that
camp. He's pushed a lot of good, but I'm not in that camp either. They got to play better, and flat out this team needs to perform, and they have the people to do that.
They do, and I think Torey Lovello, being a veteran manager who was also a player for many, many years, a lot of people don't even remember that, he knows that his job is going to be looked at.
Yeah.
But in this instance, I don't think it is time to fire the manager. But I do think they need a reset. I think they need an attitude adjustment. But more than anything, this team needs to string together some quality wins.
Yeah.
And then I think the ship gets right.
There we go. MC said it best. Thank you so much for watching D-Backs on Deck. I'm Cameron Cox. That's Mark Curtis. We'll see you next time.